This is my entry for this week's DreamSnap, Pals with Paws. So for this one, I really wanted to do a scene inspired by Pluto's and Mickey's reunion, and decided I liked the idea of using Mickey's house and creating a bit of a neighborhood backdrop. So I used the white picket fence and surrounded Mickey's house, fixing the fence so they line up, and grabbed the muddy path to create a walkway going from the house to about where I was going to add a street, evening out the fence and making the path a smidge longer, using the brick road with border to create a sidewalk, leaving an opening for the walkway area, and adding more sidewalk on the other side, making it even, and using the asphalt with border for the road. Getting a better angle. I liked the flagstone doormat, but it felt a little too big to use as a stone path on top of the mud, so I tried the garden path stones instead. They felt a little too big as well, but with the different shapes and sizes, they felt like they might still be able to work. And it was feeling a bit too empty, so time to add some trees. Grabbed the tall black maple, and a tall maple, adding another, trying a small oak further back, and scattered in some more maples, adding in some thin cypress trees. I liked the pastel flower patch, so I added some by the fence, adding it on the other side as well, adjusting the trees so I fit in another bush, a little more adjusting, debating other trees, but I wasn't feeling them, adding some Glade of Trust ferns, and scattering in some Peaceful Meadow dwarf maples, and a Forest of Valor flower bush, testing how they look instead of the pastel flower bushes, and I liked them better, so swapping out the others, debating more ferns, but decided to add more bushes instead. Considered adding a lamppost, but it didn't feel right. And I liked the idea of having Goofy and Minnie in the shot as well, so adding their houses to be his neighbors, adjusting their placements, and adding more fence in the back to look like it goes all around. Debated adding another house in the back to help with the neighborhood vibe, but I didn't like how it looked, so I scattered in more trees instead. I wanted to use the yellow and red critter house as a stand-in for Pluto's house, as I hadn't unlocked that one yet, and I liked that it matched Mickey's house. Adding the Pixar companion ball, and grabbed the Fuzzy Friend companion dish. I wanted to add a mailbox by the sidewalk, but I needed to craft one. Adding it, getting Mickey into place, and blocking him in with Touch of Magic that I can hide when I pause him. Stopping hanging out with him and getting into place. I wanted to use Pluto's pose and hide my character to make it look like he was jumping onto Mickey instead of my character. I liked that, but I kinda wanted some of the street showing, and I kinda liked the idea of Goofy and Minnie standing off to the sides by the fence, so I needed to scoot Mickey closer to the street. So, getting rid of the fern and adding more Touch of Magic, so I can move Mickey. Hanging out with him and pulling him over, pushing him in and blocking it off. Adding Minnie and Goofy, putting Goofy by the mailbox and blocking him in with Touch of Magic. And Minnie is apparently busy elsewhere. I'll try and add her again later. Getting back into position, checking how that's looking. I liked how close I could get with the third camera mode, but I kinda wanted to see a bit more sky and roof, so trying the second camera mode. Better, but maybe too much sky now? Trying a lower second camera mode. To do that, I switched back into selfie mode, crouched, uncrouched, and immediately switched back into second camera mode. That felt better, but it felt a little too far away now. So, I added the Vizier's alchemy table to push the camera closer. Checking how that's looking. That's feeling better. Though I'd like to get Mickey's selfie pose, so he looks like he's welcoming Pluto. So, back into selfie mode. Trying to get him to respond. Crouching to see if that helps. That worked. Pausing him. Seeing if I can get Goofy to do something fun. Trying that. I like Mickey, but I don't like that Goofy is getting cut off, so I want to try moving Mickey a little further up. Scooting the alchemy table, adding more Touch of Magic so I can move Mickey. Pulling him over, pushing him in, and blocking it off. Shouldn't have stopped hanging out with him before blocking him in. Trying again. Getting Mickey's pose back. Goofy doesn't want to pose, but at least he's looking this way. Still cutting off Goofy a bit too much, so scooting the alchemy table to see if that helps. That's better, but I kinda want to try angling Mickey and Pluto, as this positioning was starting to feel a little off, and I kinda like the idea of seeing a bit of Pluto's face. So, scooting up and trying again. Pluto's angle needs adjusting, and I really want to add Minnie on the right. But I like the angled look better. Minnie really didn't want to come, so I had to reload to go and get her. And I really liked the idea of putting Figaro next to Minnie, so adding a critter house, blocking it in with a fence to keep him about where I want, so I can freeze him in a good spot. Making the area a little smaller. Might need a little more room if I want him next to Minnie. Maybe a little more room. More room in the front, less in the back. And I trapped him by Minnie. That's probably too close to her, but I'll try it. To freeze a critter, pet it, and immediately go straight into furniture mode. Sadly, I believe this glitch is only usable on PC. He's too close. Cleaning up some of the blockers and petting him to unfreeze him. Trying again. That spot feels better, so blocking Minnie in and cleaning up the extra fence. And remember, don't clean up the critter house you are using for your critter. It takes the critter with it. Re-adding the house. And the fence. Adding Figaro. And I don't want him to be on that side of the house. Taking him out. Scooting the critter house to be right next to the fence. Adding him back. Getting into place so I can freeze him when he walks in front of me. He doesn't want to come over here. Blocking him in on this side. Got him. Cleaning up the fence, and the extra touch of magic. Getting back into place. Pausing Minnie with her selfie pose. Pausing Goofy. Getting Mickey's pose. And not paying full attention. Unpaused Goofy because Mickey isn't on the list of villagers. Realized Mickey wasn't paused, and exited camera mode. Stopping hanging out with them because apparently they won't show up there if you are. And refreezing everyone. Goofy still doesn't want to do a selfie pose, but I'm not sure I really want it anyway. I like how that's looking, but you can't see the doghouse on the right, and the grass is feeling a bit plain, so I want to add something. So, scooting the house, bowl, and moving the ball up to the front, to kinda look like maybe Pluto had been playing with it, but dropped it to greet Mickey. That's feeling better, but I still want to add something to the grass. Maybe some white petals? And I want to add some mud path under the doghouse, to help it feel more lived in. So, adding some pathing. It's not quite going where I want, as I didn't want it to be a full path, as I thought that would feel like too much. Scooting the house a little, and scattering in a bunch of white flower paths. I didn't want to clutter it, so I was trying not to go overboard with them. Tweaking the alchemy table to work better with the angled character placement. Trying to add more pathing, but it just felt like too much. Checking my inventory for anything I might want to add, since I forgot to empty it and grab things for this snap. Forgot I still had one less dog dream bone, and I like the idea of adding it. Trying to figure out where I want to put it, since I can't pick it up once I place it. That felt like a good spot, I just have to move the flower path. Scooting it over, getting back into place. I managed to catch Goofy waving, and I like that better than a selfie pose for this. Now I just need to figure out what part of Figaro's idle animation I want, and maybe catch a good butterfly. And I like that, and that it looks a bit like Figaro got distracted by the butterfly. If you're curious, this snap took about an hour to do. Thank you for watching the video, please like it if you found it at all helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more like this.